In the church, just about everyone's familiar with the topic of idol worship. Of course, the most famous idols would have been when a golden calf was made or another statue is made in the image of something else other than God. And God's people would worship it instead of worshiping Him like they should have been. However, tonight we're going to discuss IDLE worship. So a little bit different than worshiping in a statue. A lot of times, us as Christians, I definitely find myself doing this a lot. We sit in a pew, and we're here, we're taking up space, but are we really getting anything from it? And like I said, this is really a lesson for me, because a lot of times I'll find myself in the pew, I'm here, I'm listening, but it's kind of just going through one ear and out the other. Now, a lot of times, let's take your key to your vehicle. You put it in your ignition, and you twist it. Hopefully, your engine starts up. So let's say your engine starts up, it's idling. It's not going anywhere. It's hopefully in park, and it's just going to be sitting there, not taking you anywhere at all. A lot of times, us as Christians, we can find ourselves in that same situation. We're here, we're running, we're at church, which is good, but we're not in gear. We're not going anywhere. We're not sharing that word with others. Let's look at Proverbs 13, verse 4. Proverbs 13, verse 4 says, "The soul of the lazy man desires, and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent man shall be rich." And really, this is a good quote for just about anybody, because it tells us to get out there and do something instead of just wanting something. It's good for everything we do in our life. Yes, it's easy for us to be here in a pew, and it's good that we're here. But I think the Bible is telling us to be diligent with what we have. Be here and listen so that we can have riches when this life is over. Just a couple chapters later, Proverbs 19, verse 24. It says something very similar. It wants to drive the point home. It reads, "A lazy man buries his hand in the bowl, and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again." Now, how sad would it be to know that your hand has already grabbed some food, but you just don't even eat it? And sometimes as Christians, we can be like that as well. We're here, we're listening to great lessons by different preachers and speakers, but we're not implementing it into our life. That's how it seems as Proverbs 19 mentions to us. Now, to finalize this lesson, let's look at Hebrews chapter 6. We're going to go to verses 11 and 12. Now, this is Paul. He's writing a letter to the Hebrew people, and he's telling them, in Hebrews chapter 6, verses 11 through 12, "And we desire that each one of you show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope until the end, that you do not become sluggish, but imitate those who through faith and patience inherit the promises." Now, this is the ultimate call to action for us as Christians. Paul is telling us to pay attention during church, to listen to what we're hearing, and to gather it, to store it in our minds, so that we can share it with others who maybe aren't in the church, or also use that to uplift and encourage each other that are sitting right next to you right now. Maybe tonight you realize that for a while you've been in the congregation, you've been here, but you've just been idly worshiping instead of having an excitement for the Lord's work. Also, on the other hand, maybe you've never been to church much. You're just now starting to come, but you realize that great things are good, and they're going on around you. We'd love to help you get moving towards heaven and baptize you into the Lord's kingdom. Whatever we can help you with tonight, please come as we stand and sing.